what's going on, you guys? I'm Mr. Saturn, and this is BKFC Interviews, or Mr. Saturn Interviews. I still have to figure it out. And I have a very special guest here. Dansabe Muhammad is in the house.
What's going on?
Man, well, I have to say thank you so much, first of all, for taking, the opportunity to have an interview with me.
Yeah, of course.
I know we had something set up before, but I mean, I'm pretty, life gets crazy. I got a little busy, so I haven't even done an interview in a bit. But we're here, and after a great night too. What was a Saturday night, bro? Man,
Saturday night was it was good.
I didn't even get to sit down. I was about to sit down. They rang the bell, and then dude just drops, and I look up. I'm like, oh my god, that's BKFC, man. That's
Yeah, for
BKFC.
sure. 100%, right? Yeah, it's like don't blink.
Don't blink. Yeah, that's what Ruben Ward kept saying. That's I kept
Yeah.
telling him that's your catchphrase. That's your catchphrase. But all right, let's get this started. So I've been catching a few of your interviews that you have. You're originally from Napa Valley, or where are you
I I
originally
was
from?
I was raised in Napa. I'm originally from Arizona, and we moved out to the Napa, St. Helena area when I was like 7. We lived there for a little bit, moved to Sacramento, and then we came back and when I was a little older and then stayed. So I've been here, most of my life, most of my childhood.
Yeah, you're
Living
pretty
in
much from
Vallejo now,
Napa.
which is the town over from Napa.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm,
Vallejo. Yeah.
mhm.
That's on the East Bay, right? Just on the other
Yeah.
side up north. Yeah, Marin County.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I used to live in South City, South San Francisco, for a little bit. That's where I
Oh,
met my
okay, for
wife.
sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, home of Gilbert Melendez and the
Yes,
Scrap Pack.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melendez, huh? There's a DJ
Mhm.
that I knew who used to do a lot of music back then. His name is Jose Melendez. I don't know if they're related, but
Oh, they might be.
they
It's a
might be,
small
right?
world. It's a small world. And he
Um,
knows everybody.
uh, tell us a little bit about your personal life. Do you have any kids? You married? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not married. I have I have a 7-year-old son and we just stay really busy, you know. I work as an accountant at an architecture firm and then do some other stuff on the side. Me and my friend and roommate, I've been doing some electrical on the side, so he's trying to start an electrical contracting company. So been
Nice,
helping him with
nice.
that, and and then just working. I do a
Yeah.
lot of random stuff. I book events for this restaurant in Sebastopol, so I put on like, concerts and weddings and random stuff too. So
Oh
I'm
shit.
always running
Okay.
around.
You're not kidding. You stay busy, my
Yeah,
man.
yeah, for sure. Super busy. Yeah, try
That's
to be.
great. That's great, dude. So Napa Valley, what's it like living in Napa Valley? I always hear
Oh,
that's
it's
where the wine comes from. I mean, it seems boring, maybe not.
I mean, for kids, I mean, growing up, it was much smaller than it is now. You know, it's
Right.
grown a lot. They've added a lot of stuff, done a lot of work, and brought a lot of people in, made a lot of homes. In comparison to when I was growing up, it was like, more of like a small town,
Small
like
town.
dirt roads type small town, But
Yeah.
now it's a lot bigger, a lot busier. People have a lot of fun out here because it's a wine country. You know what I'm saying? I grew up working in restaurants and stuff, and fine dining scene, which is pretty cool.
What was it
Yeah.
like? What was it like growing up in Napa Valley? I'm assuming there's, especially when like you just mentioned, there's used to be a lot of dirt roads. I'm assuming getting into trouble was probably one of the main things that you got it,
Yeah, for sure. It's weird because it's like it was more of like a sparsely populated place, and you could get away with a lot more. And yeah, kids are mean also because there's a lot of like affluence in the area, and
Mm,
I was more of like a poorer kid, growing up. I didn't really have much. Mother and father were in the picture really, so I was just running around amok, getting in trouble.
I was
And
thinking that.
but yeah, but the cool thing is you see a lot of affluence. You see, how to do better, how to live better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I went to juvie a lot growing up and got in a lot of trouble, but yeah, I found fighting because it's really all there was out to do out here was just go to the gym. There was a program, the Sheriff's Activity League, so, keeps kids out of trouble. So, you just train and then work and train. Started doing MMA when I was 17, almost 17, and just kept training, kept going for it.
What actually? How did you even get into the whole MMA scene? It was just fighting, and then you went to that gym, and you were just hooked, or how did you get sucked into this world?
Oh, I mean, it's a weird story. I got adopted by a family when I was 16, and they wanted us to stay out of trouble. Me and my adopted brother, he was their kid. And he's like, "Well, you guys need to stay out of trouble because we were always running the streets, drinking, partying, hanging out with friends." So there was a boxing program. We started going to it, and I took to it really quickly. They had me start sparring my first week, and
Damn.
they had me get my first fight after 3 months because they just like to fight, and I was good at it in the beginning. And my brother, he dropped out. He stopped after a couple months because I was just excelling, and he wasn't really feeling it. And I just kept going. And then after my first fight, I fought a like an older Russian guy, and I
Damn.
gassed out in the first round. And we were, th- I got my ass whooped. I didn't get my ass whooped, but I didn't get finished. But it
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
lot of back and forth. But I came out with some lumps, and like, oh, we don't want to see you getting hit like this, and whatever. Like, we want you to stop boxing. I'm like, all right, well, I'll find something else, a different type of sport. So I found this. My friend brought me to this MMA gym, and I told him that it was a wrestling class. And started training from there. And the first day that I went there, I told him like, oh, I know how to box a little bit, and like, okay, for sure, we're gonna spar tonight then. So I had to put the gloves on and spar with some of the guys, and they're MMA guys, and I had boxed for a little bit at that time, so I was just whooping guys' asses. It was hilarious, and stuck with it ever since. It took me years, to get good though, because
Worse.
there's the
Yeah.
big learning curve with wrestling and jujitsu, but it was fun for sure.
What how did you even so can you tell us what the steps would be from just starting out and then going to like being an amateur and then a
Oh
professional? How
man,
does that? Yeah, I mean,
when I
that's
when I first started, there wasn't really any amateur shows around. There wasn't even Camo, like the California Athletic or
yeah.
Amateur Mixed Martial Arts Organization. It just started, so I didn't really know about it at all whatsoever. I was just training to train. The gym that I fell into happened to be the lineage of the old Lions Den. So Jerry
Mm,
Bullander at that time was the head coach, and he was the UFC 12 champ. He fought, the David Goliath tournament. He fought, just, a bunch of people from back then. He
yeah,
was in that Ken
legend.
Shamrock Lions Den crew, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was always telling me like, "Oh, that would be cool to see you fight or whatever," but there was nothing around. So I mean, once something did pop up, I jumped on it, and I was probably like after 3 or 4 years of training, and I was off and on, but once I had the opportunity, I buckled down and got really, really consistent.
Yeah.
And so Jerry, he I think trained me for my first 5 years or 4 years before he stopped. And then our other coach, my friend Steve Barnett, he took over the gym, and we just had various people running through there. But it took a lot because there was nobody in this town that was doing MMA, like competing it at that time. So for like my first 3 or 4 years, I was just training with, just random guys, and then going to these, going to fight these big gyms from other cities and other towns and stuff. So that was kind of surreal and weird, but I did all right. And I felt there was a certain point where I just felt like I was at that level that I needed to go pro, and Jerry gave me the blessing, and my other coaches gave me the blessing to do it. So
Is there like a
um,
test? Is there like a test that you have to take with the fighter, like the Ultimate
no,
Fighter with like a one fight?
there used to be. I feel like it was a lot harder before because people weren't just throwing like now coaches will just throw their kids into amateur fighting, which is great. It's more like amateur boxing is. But then it was like all of the guys that were fighting in amateurs probably could have been pros already because there
Mm.
wasn't really amateur organizations at that time. Um, so it did take a long time. Jerry didn't let anybody fight randomly, and I think I was the only person to fight out of our gym for the first like I don't know, my first like 6 years of fighting. And it wasn't
Wow.
until he left the gym until he started letting, other guys to
Yeah.
compete and other guys coming in to compete. But yeah, MMA was crazy back then. It was more like the Wild Wild West,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely, dude. The rules are just
No,
different compared to now.
yeah, now everybody's a promoter. Everybody wants to fight. Everyone wants to train. So
Yeah,
you could find a show every weekend, and you could
that's for
probably
damn
sit in the
sure.
crowd and get called from the crowd to go in and fight.
That's for damn sure, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. How did you get into BKFC, dude? I mean, I don't.
BKFC.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I mean, I've always seen it, and I've always really, really wanted to do it. I've been reaching out to them on Instagram for since
I
2017, 2018,
love it.
because I wanted to fight. I have my first MMA manager. He was a partner with another bare knuckle organization, and I really wanted to fight for BKFC, but they offered me first, and their shows just kept falling through. They kept falling through, but I kept reaching
Yeah,
out sending messages on Instagram to see if anybody would, respond to me, which nobody ever did. It took years and years, and I started following people that said that they worked for BKFC, and eventually, after sending this guy, Kevin Smith, sending him like 100 messages, maybe more than 100 messages. I would send him a message like every few days, and he finally was like, "Hey, I see your messages. 100 messages. I'm like, hey, I want to fight for you. This is my record. I fought for Bellator. I'm an
yeah.
established fighter. Like I'd be great for the show." He's like, "I have a manager that I know that I'll give you the number of, and he'll contact you, and then you guys can go from there." And that was it. It was just, the years of persistence of hitting these guys up, and they finally responded to me, which was cool. And that's how I got into it.
Consistency, dude, because I'm the same way. I'm over here trying to do interviews. I like talking to people. I like getting to know people. And BKFC just I started watching around 2018, and it's just I want to be a part of it. So I'm the same way. I'm constantly tagging BKFC and constantly tagging, messaging people. I'm actually gonna go to the referee and judges seminar in
Oh,
Kansas.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to get in any way I can. So I like what you said, man. Just every for a long time sending hundreds of messages.
Yeah, it took a long time, and I was surprised too because at that point when I was first hitting them up, I was
Yeah,
already established,
yeah,
and when I first hit them up, like my record looked really good. Everything was like lined up for it, and I thought that would have been easier to get in, but no, so they were at that time growing. They're still
that's
growing
right.
so much. People are probably constantly hitting them up all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got in at the perfect time, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, like I said, Saturday night, man. Phew. I have to admit, I went to the weigh-ins, and then I had me and my friends. Shout out to the Cali boys. I'm pretty sure you guys watching. Um,
Mhm.
when your opponent walked up, I was like, "Oh man, I'm
Yeah,
glad
he's a
I'm not."
brick shit house, huh?
Yeah, dude.
I don't think
It's
I've ever seen a more like lean
right.
fighter for sure. I was like, damn, like he looks like a bodybuilder, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, he looks like a
Like it was
bodybuilder.
yeah, definitely big for the weight class, but also, just too much muscle.
I was a little worried. So my question is physique an intimidation factor when in any of your fights in the past, like, or is it just like, man, let me see what you got. Let me see your squabbles.
I don't think a physique is that much of an intimidation factor for me because I've fought for long enough. I've had a lot of fights, and I fought guys that had amazing physiques already, so I've already seen the scary stuff.
Yeah,
there's nothing, no reason for me to be afraid anymore because
that's right.
it's a fight. We're both weighing in, and it is what it is. And obviously, if seeing like the history of fights, that you can never judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? Like, people looked at Daniel Cormier when they first saw him and thought like,
Oh my
"Oh, if
God,
if
yeah,
they didn't know who he was when he first came
yeah.
in, they're like, oh, who is this guy? He's
You would
gonna
never
get mauled by these guys.' No, he was
know.
knocking everybody out." Or
That's
even like
right.
Cain Velasquez, one of the best heavyweights of all
That's
time,
right.
People would just be like, "Oh, this guy is unassuming." It's like he's standing next to these giants, but that doesn't matter.
Uh, So
Yeah.
do you how is it okay, how was it this Saturday when you saw your opponent? How were you already zoned in? You were ready to go like or you know,
Yeah. I've been locked in for a while. I've been really working on being present mentally and just, pushing out that self-doubt. This camp was more my coaches really worked my mental game more than anything, remembering, positive affirmations, making sure you're not getting down on yourself about the way training goes, letting go of things and just moving forward and staying consistent. And I think it's helped me more than anything in the fight because I came in so relaxed and,
yeah, you did.
my
You look
nerves were
chill,
calm.
bro. Yeah, you look
Hmm.
chill. It looked fresh. I was like, okay, this is gonna go good. This is gonna go good. And it's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah, and
very
I had a camp finally. I had a good camp. It's been a lot of up and the last year for training has been pretty tough. I've been like in and out of the hospital with random stuff, just like things popping up randomly, But I don't like to say no to fights. I don't want to pull out of fights, It's too
definitely.
late for that.
Yeah. Um, no, it's very cool that you said that, your camp was more focused on, more of I guess more of a mental or uh, preparing mentally for a fight versus, uh, you know, more working out or training and stuff like that because it doesn't
Mhm.
get, people, fighters in interviews, people don't really speak about it. But yeah, you can train, you can dedicate your whole time, sparring and working out and everything. But I sometimes I feel like maybe people still go into fights with doubts in their head, and
Exactly, and then that's the killer.
yeah,
That's what separates you from the one that's going to win the fight.
exactly. So I think it's really cool that you bring that up, and I hope more fighters take that extra step where it's just not about the body, but also about the mind.
Yeah, because the fight's one. It's one in your head, 100%.
100%, dude.
100%. Yeah. And people who don't believe that, and people who think that it's just about working out, they're wrong, and they'll be
Yeah,
proved wrong if they ever do compete. Or
they
fight.
give it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. All right, man. Well, I'm not gonna talk too much about fighting. What is it? What's your life outside of fighting? I mean, yeah, you mentioned you have a lot of projects, a lot of things going on, but what about your fun times when you just want to unwind? What is it that you do? Where do you go? What's your thing?
What's my thing? Oh, that's funny. It's kind of hard to think about because I feel like the gym is a lot of my fun time. I love to hang out with my son and like take him to his stuff because getting into sports now. So he's really into like karate. He started wrestling. He just got done with soccer. He's going to start baseball. So I'm doing all of that stuff, taking videos, cutting up little clips and posting it. I love doing stuff like that. Um, I was a big artist. I used to spend a lot of time like painting,
Okay.
drawing. Not so much right now because I've been busy, but I like to paint pictures and yeah,
I mean, I saw
eat
that
food.
picture in the back. Is that something you drew? The black frame to your left?
Oh yeah, the body. Yeah, it's like a watercolor, just playing with like gradients of black on a
I mean, over
yeah. I was
here,
at a
it's a
figure
body,
drawing
right?
class.
It's a
Yeah,
body.
and then
And
yeah, it's a body, and this is like a picture of my son
oh,
that
that
I
looks
did last
great, dude.
year.
That looks
And
great.
there's some other random stuff here.
Is he wearing a Reptar shirt?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it, Reptar.
Yeah. That's a picture of him from I think he was 3 in that.
How old is he now, if you don't mind me asking?
7.
Oh wow, they grow by
Maybe
fast, huh?
it's 4. He was 4 in that. Yeah. It happens
Damn,
super quick.
that's cool, dude.
Happens super quick.
Tell us about your nickname, dude. How did you? Wh-
Oh, Papa Midnight. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
that came from one of my old friends, Chris Erickson. He was the singer in a band that I was in for a few years. So he was a big comic book geek, and he really liked this comic book Constantine. And in Constantine, there's a character called Papa Midnight. He's like this voodoo,
Mm,
um, like gang lord type character who would just
yes.
like send his minions out to, kill off his, whatever, his people that he didn't like at night. And
from the is
He's like the way that you fight. It just really reminds me of this character Papa Midnight, because doing the hair and whatever. I was like, that's a good name. I really like the name, and I looked up the character.
That's
It's
cool.
like, yeah,
You can
that's
relate.
sticking. Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
for
relate.
sure. Hmm.
Killer.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah, I
God.
like it.
Well,
Yeah.
um,
At first it felt kind of corny. I don't think I really liked it in the beginning, but I was like, I'm gonna have my first pro fight and I don't have a nickname, and he's already named me this and has been calling it. I'm just gonna go with it, and then it's stuck ever since.
it does. It's not bad, dude. It's not bad.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
um, you were in a band, dude. What instrument did you play, or were you a lead singer, or what?
I played the bass, played the bass
Okay.
guitar. It was like a alternative kind of funk type band. I also played the saxophone. I played the tenor saxophone for years. Did
Oh
some like
man,
college jazz band for a while, and yeah, I was always dabbled playing instruments. Like acoustic guitar and random stuff, whatever
what
I can get
don't
my
you do,
hands on.
bro? What don't you
Huh?
do? What else
Oh,
don't you do?
there's a
What?
lot of things that I do. I like to learn a little bit of everything. A jack of all trades,
How
really.
inquisitive of you. How inquisitive.
Smash the results.
Oh
So
my
funny.
God. Oh, it's Google. Did Google just hear me?
Yeah, Alexa went off on you. Yeah,
Alexa.
yeah,
Oh my God.
that's so funny.
Are you the party type guy? When you get, you like to go out and maybe get your boogie on, get some drinks in,
Uh,
or
I used to be, and I don't think I don't think I am much anymore.
uh,
I'd rather stay in and get things done and focus on work. Focus on projects that are coming up. I'd rather I'd rather set up my day and my week than stay out late. I'd rather get my laundry done. But when it's time to party, I definitely like to have a good time. I like to
yeah,
dance. I like to, I'll go do karaoke. I went out to this,
karaoke.
yeah, after the last fight, one of the fighters invited us out to a karaoke bar that he's sponsored by. So went out with a couple of friends and stayed there for like an hour or 2 hours before tip off. Went home. It
This was
was fun,
Edmonton, right?
Huh?
Was this in Canada, Edmonton?
No, no, no. This was in LA.
Okay. 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 Cool.
LA,
Cool. Cool.
yeah. But it was in Koreatown. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a go-to song when you do karaoke?
When I do karaoke, I'll do whatever. I don't care. I'm not a shy guy. I'm not afraid to get on the floor and dance. I'm not afraid to talk to people.
Oh
You know,
man. Okay.
I don't sit on the wall like a fly,
Like a
scared.
fly.
That's
That's
definitely
cool,
not me.
dude. Damn. All right, man. What did you do after the fight? Did you get to go out and have some fun, or you just
No, I mean we needed my coach. He had to work in the morning, so I just went and said hi to some people. We went to the karaoke bar for like an hour, and then
yeah.
drove home.
Damn.
Got
And
that
where are you?
9 hour drive.
Were you in Vegas or where you at? You said California, right? Oh yeah, you're up
Yeah,
north.
well, I was in
Duh.
LA. Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
tripping.
live in Napa, or live in Vallejo. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
that's 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 a drive.
yeah, it was like 6.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a drive. I mean, I
Yeah,
used
it
to
was a
hate
drive.
making that drive, dude. Mm-mm.
I know, and I was super sick. I felt like shit. I still feel like shit because I got like sick the week before the fight, and then it started to go away. And then once I started cutting weight, it just came back super hard.
Jeez.
And then like after feeling it, like right after weigh-ins, pretty bad, and then right after the fight, I started feeling like shit. But it's all good. Everything turned out the way it needed to turn out, and I was
You know,
fine for it.
do you ever have a hard time cutting weight or any issues?
um, no, my body cuts weight fairly well. I retain a lot of water, so it's like I always end up having to cut like 20 pounds of water, 15 pounds of water.
Jeez.
The
Wow.
most I've done is, well, in Edmonton, I had a lot of up and down. So like the month before, I had got rhabdo. So I was in the hospital for 4 days and ended up just blowing up, ballooning
Jeez.
up.
Yeah.
And then the week before, having a flat there, not having your same routine, it's just you're not able to cut as much weight as you normally can. So I thought I was only going to be cutting like 15, and then in Edmonton, it was like, oh man, I'm like 21 pounds overweight. Like this is crazy. No idea why, but was able to cut it. And then rehydrate. Didn't
Jeez,
feel the
dude.
best, but it still got it done. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I can only imagine what I've seen videos of people cutting weight, and it's just like. it's just a little tough sometimes to even watch,
Yeah.
especially
No,
the water
I have
weight.
like I have hyperactive sweat glands. Like I sweat from anything. Like I look at somebody working out and I start sweating. Like every time I work out, I sweat at least 10 pounds of water. No joke. I'm the sweatiest, wettest motherfucker that's at the gym after a warm up, 2 minutes. So
Did that help while you were grappling?
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I had
That's
to
what's up.
put cones around my area because you're gonna go swimming. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like
for sure, man. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah,
All right. What's up, bud? Go
no, I
ahead.
was like, yeah, I'm that guy that you don't want to drill with because I'm already drenched,
Yeah, already
just from doing
drenched.
technique. Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna ask you three simple, fun questions, and just whatever comes to your head, just go for it. What's your favorite song at the moment? What do you listen to when you work out?
What's my favorite song at the moment? Oh man, I have a lot of favorite songs. Right now I listen to a ton of La Russell. La Russell, he's from Vallejo. I actually put a concert on for him a few months ago in Sebastopol,
Oh
and
shit.
we're gonna be working together to put another concert together in March. So just so you know, let's say you're the first one to hear it.
Yes,
Another Lil Russell
sir.
concert. uh, but yeah, Big Dreams by Lil Russell is probably one of my favorites right now. I
Big
put that one
dreams.
on as soon as I get in my
Okay.
car. Um, I like Kamonte Washington. He's a saxophone player. I play a lot of his music. Street Fighter Moss is was I put on like right before I go work out.
Okay. Okay.
And that's really it. I just, I go back and forth.
after
Mostly
you're
the
done,
Russell though.
after you're done cutting weight, or after a fight, what's your go-to meal? What you something you crave? What's your go-to meal?
Everything. I'm a fat boy at heart. Doesn't matter what it is.
Fat boys.
Yeah. Like I try to control it, because like it's hard, it's really hard to keep yourself from like filling up too much and that it will affect your performance the next day. Even in the morning, the day of the fight, because you've been on empty for so long, you've been depleting yourself for so long, and you've been eating super clean. So as soon as you put any kind of normal food into your system, it really just messes with your stomach, and the way your body digests things. So this last fight, I mean, I did pretty good. I didn't do the best, but I felt better than I would normally feel after because I will eat so much food. I normally gain like 20 pounds after cutting,
Yeah.
and that's like an average. But no real go-to. I'm gonna start doing Vietnamese though. We did pho right
Mm,
after, and I felt amazing.
good.
From
Yeah.
yeah, seriously, all that chicken and beef broth,
The
and
broth. Yeah.
rice noodles. It was probably the best I ever felt after cutting from eating. So that's gonna be my new thing, 100% Vietnamese food.
Some pho after your
Mm.
fights.
So yeah, after fights or after weigh-ins.
All right, sounds good. Last one. What? Oh, that's a shame. And we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, let it ride.
What? What about a movie, man? Is there a go-to movie when you just want to chilling with your
Man,
kiddo, just boom?
I just saw Gladiator 2 in LA. There's an
How was
IMAX.
it?
It was the best movie of the year. One of
Really?
the best movies of the year for sure. It was fire. It was just as good as the first one.
Okay.
They did it really, really well. Yeah. And then my son, we watch whatever, he likes all the kid stuff. And then we just went and saw Wicked last night. And it was actually really good too. So
Really?
yeah.
Okay, I heard Wicked did a lot better in the box office than Gladiator 2, but I don't
Oh,
know.
for real? That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a kids movie.
that kid.
Pe- now with all the streaming service and stuff, people don't really want to go out to the movies anymore. They
Yeah.
don't need to when they got a big screen at home and they can watch it at home.
Bro, I fall asleep when I go to the movies. Like 30
Oh
minutes in,
man.
I have to have a soda with me just to try to keep me
Yeah. Dude, I went to the IMAX in LA and it was the biggest screen I'd ever seen.
Yeah?
And we didn't even see the IMAX. We just saw the regular one and it was still the biggest screen. It was amazing. It's like I could go to an IMAX movie every week just like
Did
that.
your kiddo came with you?
No, no, he wasn't there. It was right before the fight, or right
Oh,
after the fight. Let me see.
gotcha.
It was
Gotcha,
after
gotcha.
weigh-ins, yeah.
Okay. Oh, right after weigh-ins. Okay.
Yeah,
Friday
for
night.
sure.
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday night, yeah, yeah. Friday night.
All right.
Yeah.
How about you want to give any shout outs to anybody, any sponsors, any friends, family? That way you can share and you can, show some love.
Yeah, I mean, all everybody out here in Napa, Napa South for, helping me with training. My coach had a Trejo, he's been there every day for me. Steve Barnett, always there, comes to every single one of my fights. It's always in my corner. For sponsors, the IBW Local 180,
Mm,
they're always helping me out. The Chateau Barbershop, San, she always does great work and is always helping me out. Wine Country CrossFit, Small World, Home Sellers, Freedom Juice, one of my biggest sponsors, are always, helping me. And
Freedom
you see on
juice.
my page, I'm always promoting Freedom Juice.
Yeah.
And Eddie Quintero, Alan Talling, I think that's it. Oh, and Audio House. Thank you, Audio House. Yeah.
So
But
I
hey, did
noticed.
you have you seen did you see the clip from the fight?
Yeah, of
How
course.
viral it's gone right now?
Yes. What is it, like 10 million?
It's at 11.6 million right now. Or
11.6
last time
million.
I checked. Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, once that bell, before the bell even hit, once Dan went like this, boop, he was down.
Yeah. So, as soon as you said knuckle up, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon
He
as you
was
said knuckle
ready,
up.
bro. I bet you he was
Hmm.
revved up, huh? You just waiting, huh?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he tried to pull it out. He tried to do the same thing to me in the first round,
Okay.
but I like stepped back and parried,
That's right.
and then went out. And they tell you in the back, it's like it's on me. As soon as I say knuckle up, it's you better start. And from
So
all
not even,
the BKFC fights that I've seen, a lot of the guys start really really quick. As soon as he pulls away, and yeah, I just took my opportunity. He was in the middle of throwing a combination too. You see, as soon as he pulls, he starts to throw a
yeah,
left hook, and I'm already down
yeah.
the pipe.
That's right. He couldn't even miss. He couldn't dodge if he could. It was over.
Yeah, for sure. It was great.
Jeez. Yeah, dude, it's going viral. I can't wait to repost that clip too, because I mean, I don't know. I think it's one of the highlights of the night, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Great,
At the
amazing,
that
dude.
we got one of the knockout of the nights.
For sure,
Um,
dude. I bet you feel proud, huh?
yeah,
You feel
yeah, for
proud? Yes,
sure. It's
sir. That's
exciting.
right.
I mean,
That's right.
especially after coming back and just it's my first time fighting in California in like 5 years, or whenever it was the last time I
That's
fought in
right.
California. And it was nice to be able to, put an exclamation point,
That's right.
like stating that I'm here, and to be able to do that in front of family and friends and all the people that came out, to see me fight.
You have
It felt,
you fought just in August. It's not even like a couple months, like 2 months in between your last two fights, dude. Do you have
yeah.
another fight coming up, or what's going on? Can you
I
share anything?
do. I do have a fight coming up. I was told that I have one coming up in January. I can't really say anything else about it,
Okay.
but it's gonna be in January,
Okay.
and it'll
Let
be
me
in
see.
California. So,
Okay. I
yeah,
already know, but all right, we'll wait for the news
yeah,
to come out.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
I will
I don't.
be
They haven't even told me an opponent or anything, but it seems like they already have something,
well,
lined up.
I will be at the California show because I just purchased my tickets to earlier today.
Oh,
So
you did?
yeah, so
That's
maybe I'll
awesome.
see you. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see
Oh,
what the
you will see
news.
me. I will be there. Yeah. I'm
Oh
not gonna
man,
say no, and I'm not gonna pull out.
that's
I'll
right.
fight sick. I'll fight fresh out the hospital. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God, you're an
I mean, that's what
animal.
that's what we do. We train our lives for these events, right?
That's right.
And if you're not ready, if something comes up in your life or you get a little bit sick, or you know what I'm saying, your stomach doesn't feel right, you still should be able to perform. You still should be able to protect yourself and you protect your family. If somebody breaks in your house in the middle of the night, they don't give you time to warm up. They don't give you time to check
No,
yourself and
no.
check your weight. No, it's time to go. And that's my philosophy with the fighting too.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Damn. Well, make sure you spend a little more time in January in California. Maybe we go out and do some karaoke and
Hey,
wherever
I'm
it's gonna
down.
be at.
I'm down whenever. Yeah. Yeah, whatever's clever. That'd be a lot of fun.
All right, my man. Well, I appreciate
Yeah.
you so much for finally doing this interview with me. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to interview you. Thank you for an
Same here. Thank
awesome
you.
show, brother, and I can't wait to see you fight again.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.